Welcome. In this use case demo, we will learn how to build a course satisfaction survey using Titan Web Survey. Of course, the survey will match our company branding. Before we begin, let's make sure everything we need is up and ready. A proofread, digital copy of the survey. A folder with all the logos and images we will need. An integration with our Salesforce account. Now that we have everything ready, we can start building our survey. Let's start by opening a new web survey project. This time, we will design and customize the survey ourselves, so select a blank template. Next, select a color theme. And name your project. We begin with our start slide. Our layout will be the third option. Our logo should match our company. The logo will be displayed throughout the survey. Let's add an image to our start slide. As you can see, we are able to upload any image we want. Let's copy the survey title and guidelines from our questionnaire. By using the advanced mode settings, we can customize the font. It's time to start adding some question slides to the survey. The two main types of questions we will be using are survey lists and ratings. Our first question will be a multi-select list. Let's use a survey list for this question. We can simply add our question text. Our question is clear enough and doesn't require a description, so we can remove it. Next are the answers, which are added through the element settings. Our values will be static for this survey. This option is selected by default, so we can head straight to the Edit Mapping screen. Finally, an administrative tip: name your slides so that you can identify them easily within the project. The respondents will not see it. To remove the logo from this slide, select the Survey Styles icon. Scroll to the Logo drop-down and choose to hide the logo. In our next question, we ask our respondents to rate their feelings on a scale. First, let's add our question. And the description. Now it's time to start styling our scale. Let's keep the maximum value at 10. But we want our scale to start at 0. This is done by changing the minimum label. We want to ensure we at least receive an average rating automatically. We can choose a default value of 5. This will automatically be selected when respondents open the survey. In our next question, we enable the respondents to select more than one answer. We will use a survey list for this question. The process to add this list is the same as before. After adding the question and answers, deselect the single selection feature in the Interactivity tab to enable multiple replies. We can limit the number of choices the respondents can select. Before we move on, set up height and width for the slide. We can increase the width for the options so that they aren't compressed into such a small area on the slide. We've come to the finished slide. Let's add a title and a description to the slide. Let's also add an image to the slide. To ensure that respondents can only take the survey once, we can disable the Again button. This is done by going to the Survey tab in Project Settings and going to Survey Navigation. Now that our slides are built, we can set up the styling parameters that influence the entire poll. Let's position the buttons and the content position of the slide. Change the font and the font's color. We can change our content width and the slide scroll layout of our project. Now, let's change the font color for all questions. Next, we can set the background color of all slides using the Web Survey drop-down button. To change the background color of the current slide only, use the Current Slide drop-down. Now, how about we add some styling to our navigation buttons? The progress bar can also be styled. It looks much better. Now that the survey is ready for distribution, let's choose the distribution method. In this case, we will use a pre-existing Salesforce report. Let's choose the Salesforce report we want to use and the record ID. Now it's time to configure our mail using the drop-downs. We don't need a test email, so we can skip this part. Now it's time to send this survey out. Finally, let's select the Click to Send button. Once the respondents have answered the questions, their responses can be viewed in Salesforce. You completed the lesson. In this use case demo, we learned how to build a course satisfaction survey.